Ouais, putain, qu'est-ce qui s'est passé sur ton téléphone là? Putain. Mais en fait, ouais, c'est un accord. Donne-lui. Bah oui, putain, t'es même pas mangé quoi. Heureusement. Parce que sinon, ouais, ça va très bien. Ce cap te va très bien. Alors attends, du coup, dans ce que ça. Ouais, ouais. Non, ouais, oui.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Matt Brown. I will be the master of ceremony for today's event. The ceremony will begin in 15 minutes. Please ensure your mobile phones are in silent mode for the duration of the ceremony.
Mesdames et messieurs, mon nom est Katia Lemaire. Je serai l'interprète pour cet événement. La cérémonie commencera dans 15 minutes. Veuillez vous assurer que vos portables sont éteints et qu'ils le resteront tout le temps de la cérémonie.
around for an extra few seconds, okay? Run. Okay?
Here they come.
No,
No,
you're good, you're good.
Yes. Furniture.
This is to get you focused.
You are about to embark upon the great crusade toward which we have striven these many months. The eyes of the world are upon you. You will bring about the destruction of the German war machine, the elimination of Nazi tyranny over the oppressed peoples of Europe, and security for ourselves in a free world. Your task will not be an easy one. Your enemy is well trained, well equipped, and battle hardened. The tide has turned. We will accept nothing less than full victory.
On the 6th of June, I landed on Omaha Beach at 6:30 in the morning. The only thought on my mind at that particular time was survival. And you could not help anybody. You were lucky if you made it to shore. And the tide was coming in very fast. They were destined to drown if nobody came to their help. So I dropped what I was doing and I went back to the water. I took as many minutes as I could until I became exhausted. I am not a hero, I just did my job. And the heroes, the real heroes are laying here on the cemeteries. These are our heroes. And we should never forget them.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Matt Brown, and I will be the master of ceremony for today's event. The ceremony will begin in 15 minutes. Please ensure your mobile phones are in silent mode for the duration of the ceremony.
Mesdames et messieurs, mon nom est Katia Lemaire. Je serai l'interprète pour cet événement. La cérémonie commencera dans 15 minutes. Veuillez vous assurer que vos portables sont éteints et qu'ils le resteront tout le temps de la cérémonie.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the arrival of the official party. President Emmanuel Macron, President of the Republic of France, and Donald J. Trump, the President of the United States.
Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez vous lever pour l'arrivée des représentants officiels. Monsieur Emmanuel Macron, président de la République française, et Monsieur Donald J. Trump, président des États-Unis.
Please remain standing for the posting of the colors, the playing of the French and U.S. national anthems, and the invocation.
Veuillez rester debout pour le lever des couleurs, les hymnes nationaux de la France et des États-Unis et l'invocation.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the invocation offered by the U.S. Army Europe Command Chaplain, Colonel Timothy Mallard.
Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez rester debout pour la prière par l'aumônier militaire en chef des forces armées américaines stationnées en Europe, le colonel Timothy Mallard.
Almighty God, Lord of hosts, sacred to us is the memory of our fallen and the sacrifices of our veterans on these waters, shores, fields, and skies. And thus we humbly ask for your holy presence here today in this ceremony. From many nations, their sacrifice, poured out in blood, courage, and even death, to secure liberty for your enslaved children and to smash tyranny, remains our moral touchstone. For so great an act of love, we pray that you will grant them eternal peace and their families lasting comfort. By their courage on D-Day and afterwards, we also pray that you will challenge us to love freedom more than comfort, privilege, or even life itself, and that without thought of cost or reward, we also will recommit ourselves to defend life, liberty, and the pursuit of the common good, no matter the cost. Though we are resolute in our request, O God, we know we cannot achieve this without your divine blessing and guidance. And so lead us as our shepherd, even if it be again through the valley of the shadow of death, towards the green pastures of peaceful freedom. All this we ask, O Father of mercy, in thy holy name. Amen.
President and Miss Macron, President and Miss Trump, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Normandy American Cemetery and Memorial in Colville-sur-Mer for the commemoration of the 75th anniversary of the D-Day landings on 6 June 1944. Today we honor and commemorate the 9,388 interred here, the 1,557 names on the wall of the missing, and all of our World War II veterans.
Monsieur le Président, Madame Macron, Monsieur le Président, Madame Trump, Mesdames et Messieurs les représentants officiels, Mesdames et Messieurs, bienvenue au cimetière américain de Normandie de Colville-sur-Mer pour la commémoration du 75e anniversaire du débarquement du jour J, le 6 juin 1944. Aujourd'hui, nous rendons hommage aux 9388 soldats qui reposent en ce lieu, aux 1557 disparus honorés sur le mur des disparus, ainsi qu'à tous les combattants de la Deuxième Guerre mondiale.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez vous asseoir.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Secretary of the American Battle Monuments Commission, William Matz.
Mesdames et messieurs, le secrétaire de la Commission des Monuments de guerre, William Matz.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our commemoration ceremony of the Normandy landings. And it is indeed an honor for me to be with you today on these sacred grounds of the Normandy American Cemetery to celebrate the 75th anniversary of D-Day. And we extend a particularly warm welcome to President of the French Republic, Emmanuel Macron, and his wife, Brigitte Macron. And to our President and Commander-in-Chief, Donald J. Trump, and First Lady, Melania Trump. To our many distinguished government and military leaders, and to the families of our honored dead who traveled to these now peaceful and hallowed grounds to bear witness to the valor and the sacrifice of their family heroes resting here. And to the more than 160 World War II veterans seated herein on this stage who need no reminders of the horrors of war and who remember well their comrades who never came home. And folks, a very special welcome to the D-Day veterans present today, approximately 35, who 75 years ago on Omaha and Utah beaches and in nearby landing fields took the first treacherous steps towards liberation as a watchful world anxiously awaited word of their fate. The mission of the American Battle Monuments Commission, folks, is to commemorate and honor the service and sacrifice of United States Armed Forces. We do so by tending the graves and the memorials of our fallen servicemen and women, buried and memorialized at 26 American cemeteries around the world. We do so also by preserving the stories of their deeds and the endeavors of those that fought at their side. Courageous actions that bequeath the blessings of freedom to generations yet unborn. 75 years ago, this very morning, and yards, simply yards from where each of you are sitting, a generation of young American men, joined by French, British, Canadian, and other allied nations, brothers in arms, did the unthinkable and accomplished the impossible. These men came ashore and fought against tyranny in a massive undertaking unparalleled in human history. It was Archibald MacLeish, the World War I veteran, who wrote these words in his poem, The Young Dead Soldiers. They say we were young, we have died, remember us. They say we leave you our deaths, give them their meaning. So many gave us their deaths. It is for us, our children, for generations to come, to give them their meaning. So our presence here today in this beautiful and inspirational cemetery does just that. For the very character of a country can be determined by the way it takes care of its war dead and is a measure of its very heart and soul. To the more than 9,000 Americans who sleep here silently, we give our promise. We will not forget. Each year that we gather here, and everywhere they fought and fell, our still grateful hearts are filled by what they did 75 years ago this morning. We shall remember you as when you were reverently, lovingly placed in this hallowed ground. To them and to the World War II veterans with us here today, and in spirit around the world, your service, your sacrifice will have meaning so long as those who follow you hold high the torch of freedom that you kept burning through history's darkest hours. Strengthened by their courage, heartened by their valor, borne by their memory, let us continue to stand for the ideals for which they lived and died. And so today I welcome you as we pause for a brief moment to remember and to rededicate our efforts to the promise of our Commission's first chairman, General in the Army's John J. Pershing, that time will not dim the glory of their deeds. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of France, Emmanuel Macron.
Mesdames et messieurs, Monsieur Emmanuel Macron, président de la République française.
Monsieur le Président des États-Unis d'Amérique, cher Donald Trump, Messieurs les combattants du débarquement, chers vétérans, Mesdames, Messieurs, cette nuit, du 5 au 6 juin 1944, la Manche n'était pas seulement troublée par la brume naissante, par la houle soutenue qui agitait les flots salés. Depuis quelques heures, en effet, depuis que le général Eisenhower avait lancé son fameux « Let's go », ce sont 1200 bâtiments de guerre, 5700 navires de transport contenant canons et camions, chars et barges d'assaut qui gagnaient, précédés de 25 flottilles, le sud de l'île de White, en ce point baptisé par l'état-major de l'opération Overlord, Piccadilly Circus. Devant les dizaines de milliers de soldats qui avaient ainsi pris la mer, rien d'autre que l'immensité noire, à peine éclairée par les lueurs des navires et par la pleine lune. Devant ces soldats surtout, l'angoisse de l'inconnu. Quelques heures plus tôt, ils avaient appris l'objectif de leur mission. Mais leur destination, Utah, Omaha, Juneau, Gold et Sword Beach, sonnaient comme autant d'incertitudes. Seuls ceux qui avaient participé quelques mois plus tôt au débarquement de Sicile pressentaient peut-être ce qui les attendait alors, un combat âpre, difficile, à coup sûr sanglant. Ces milliers de soldats, donc, conscrits, engagés volontaires, avaient pour la plupart une vingtaine d'années. Et pourtant, ils semblaient déjà loin, les jours heureux de leur jeunesse. Loin, les plaines vallonnées de Pennsylvanie, du Kentucky ou de New Jersey. Loin, les années d'études où ils apprirent un métier qu'ils n'eurent parfois jamais l'occasion d'exercer. Loin, les entraînements exigeants ont commencé sur les monts de Géorgie et poursuivis à mesure que l'opération Boléro les conduisait à traverser l'Atlantique au sud de l'Angleterre. Loin, les mois passés auprès des Britanniques, dans l'attente d'une opération dont ils ne savaient rien. Loin, les regards inquiets de leurs parents au moment de leur départ. Loin, les au revoir déchirants de leurs fiancés. Tant et tant, en quittant les côtes anglaises, leur avait écrit, à la flamme d'une bougie ou d'un briquet, une ultime lettre poignante. À quoi songer durant ces heures, ces jeunes gens glacés par le froid des nuits des mers du Nord? Nul ne le sait. Nul ne pénètre l'épaisseur des consciences. Mais ce qui frappe encore, 75 ans après, c'est le courage inouï, la générosité dont ils firent preuve. Il y eut durant ces heures-là comme une force qui allait et qui portait chacun vers son destin. C'est cette force d'âme qui les conduisit là, à des milliers de kilomètres de chez eux, pour porter secours à des femmes et des hommes qu'ils ne connaissaient pas, pour libérer une terre qu'ils n'avaient pour la plupart jamais foulée, sans autre boussole qu'une cause qu'ils savaient plus importante qu'eux, celle de la liberté, celle de la démocratie. Alors aujourd'hui, la France n'oublie pas. La France n'oublie pas tous ces combattants à qui elle doit de vivre libre. La France n'oublie pas les 135 000 combattants américains, britanniques, canadiens, qui, appuyés par des contingents belges, luxembourgeois, néerlandais, norvégiens, danois, polonais, tchécoslovaques, australiens, néo-zélandais, sud-africains et français, ont débarqué ce 6 juin sur les plages de Normandie et ont fait basculer le destin de l'Europe et du monde. La France n'oublie pas les milliers de parachutistes qui, quelques heures plus tôt, avaient été largués à quelques kilomètres et qui, avec l'appui de la résistance intérieure, tinrent les ponts stratégiques, conquirent les routes, les voies ferrées, servirent bientôt de relais à ceux de leurs frères d'armes qui se sortirent vivants des rivages émeraudes rougis par le sang versé. La France n'oublie pas les 2 millions de soldats qui, ce jour le plus long enfin expiré, s'engagèrent des semaines durant dans les terres normandes pour libérer ces villes et subir l'enfer de la bataille du Bocage, plus meurtrière encore que celle des plages. Alors, au nom de la France, au nom de notre nation, je m'incline ce jour devant leur bravoure. Je m'incline devant le sacrifice immense des 37 000 tués, des 19 000 disparus, qui tombèrent en héros sur ces terres normandes entre juin et août 1944, et pour la plupart y reposent pour l'éternité. Je m'incline, et à nos vétérans et à leur nation, je dis merci. We know what we owe to you veterans, our freedom. On behalf of my nation, I just want to say thank you. Nombre d'entre eux nous font face dans ce cimetière d'égaux morts pour notre liberté. Vos frères d'armes, ceux que, cher Vincent Hines, vous avez tenté de sauver, vous qui vous êtes portés volontaires pour faire partie de la seconde vague d'Omaha et qui, ce 6 juin, avez pris tous les risques pour extraire les blessés de la plage alors que l'intensité des tirs allemands était maximale. Ceux avec qui, cher Paul Worth, vous avez combattu depuis cette même plage d'Omaha jusqu'aux terres wallonnes de Bastogne, en passant par la bataille de 40 ans et cette percée d'Avranches qui libéra la Bretagne. Vos frères d'armes, ceux qui, cher Charles Djourot, vous ont accompagné dans l'enfer des haies normandes, vous qui avez combattu sans discontinuer entre le 7 juin et le 8 juillet, et qui, pour certains, vous ont suivi dans les Ardennes, au Luxembourg, et même dans la campagne de Tchécoslovaquie. Ceux qui, cher Stanley Friday, vous ont secouru, vous qui avez été blessés à 2 reprises, dans la région de Saint-Lô, puis dans les Ardennes, et qui vous ont donné la force de repartir au combat jusqu'à franchir le Rhin pour participer à la libération des camps de concentration et croiser les regards des survivants et les regards des bourreaux. Alors peut-être avez-vous compris, dans la vérité crue de ce moment, pourquoi vous vous étiez battus. Vos frères d'armes à vous aussi, cher Harold Terrence, vous qui, d'abord opérateur radio, avez choisi en conscience de gagner le sol de France pour mener des opérations militaires en Normandie, à Reims, à Nancy, puis autour du Rhin. Cher Vincent Hines, cher Paul Worth, cher Charles Jourot, cher Stanley Friday, cher Harold Tyrrens, en reconnaissance de votre engagement infaillible pour que la France recouvre sa liberté, je vous ferai dans quelques instants chevalier dans l'ordre national de la Légion d'honneur. Cette distinction, la plus élevée que délivre la République française, vient bien sûr saluer vos actes exceptionnels, votre courage, votre contribution à la libération de notre pays. Et c'est aussi, pour la nation française, une manière de redire 75 ans après que nous savons ce que nous devons à l'Amérique. L'Amérique, cher président Trump, qui n'est jamais aussi grande que lorsqu'elle se bat pour la liberté des autres. L'Amérique, qui n'est jamais aussi grande que lorsqu'elle se montre fidèle aux valeurs universelles que défendaient ses pères fondateurs, lorsqu'il y a près de 2 siècles et demi, la France vint soutenir son indépendance. Mais nous vous devons plus. Mais nous vous devons plus, nous vous devons, messieurs. Nous devons à tous ceux qui se sont battus, aux milliers de civils qui sont tombés et que je n'oublie pas, plus que des médailles et plus que des mots. Nous devons nous montrer dignes de l'héritage de paix que nous avons en héritage. Notre dette, digne de la promesse de Normandie. Et être digne de la promesse de Normandie, c'est ne jamais oublier que les peuples libres, lorsqu'ils s'unissent, peuvent relever tous les défis. La victoire contre la barbarie aurait été impossible sans l'apport décisif des États-Unis d'Amérique, sans les millions d'hommes et de femmes engagés, sans la mobilisation de l'appareil industriel et de toute la population américaine. Et sur les plages de la Manche, dans le vert bocage normand, comme au plus haut niveau des états-majors, il y eut l'union toujours, des armées alliées. C'est parce que la Royal Air Force prêta main forte à l'infanterie canadienne, parce que la résistance française sut ouvrir en Normandie, en Bretagne et ailleurs la voie à l'armée américaine. C'est parce qu'en des moments décisifs de la bataille intervinrent les marins australiens, néo-zélandais, danois ou norvégiens, les aviateurs néerlandais. Parce que, dans l'enlisement de la bataille de la Poche, de la Falaise, les blindés polonais firent la différence, que ce pari fou de faire libérer l'Europe du joug nazi par la mer put être tenu. Et donc oui, nous ne devons jamais cesser de faire vivre l'alliance des peuples libres. C'est ce que firent les vainqueurs dès le lendemain de la capitulation allemande et japonaise, en créant les Nations Unies. C'est ce que firent les États-Unis en créant l'Organisation du traité de l'Atlantique Nord. C'est ce que firent, quelques années plus tard, les dirigeants de ce continent en faisant advenir l'Union européenne. Cette promesse de Normandie, nous devons en retrouver le sel, saisir à nouveau les raisons de cet engagement. Ce qu'on doit à sa patrie, ce qu'on doit à l'alliance des pays qui partagent les mêmes valeurs, celles de la démocratie et de la liberté. La leçon de Colville-sur-Mer, c'est que ces 2 raisons sont inséparables. Ces jeunes Américains sont morts ici, pour leur pays et pour la liberté du monde, ensemble. ils le savaient. Et les Français qui sont morts sur les mêmes plages, à leur côté, tombés pour la libération de leur pays, sont aussi tombés pour que leur nation revienne, une fois la tâche accomplie, à sa tradition de liberté. Être fidèle à leur mémoire, c'est d'abord ne jamais séparer ce que leur sacrifice a uni. Cette promesse de Normandie, la France continuera de la porter de toutes ses forces. J'en fais ici le serment. Et elle est au cœur de la destinée américaine véritable. Monsieur le Président des États-Unis d'Amérique, Mesdames et Messieurs, le long des routes de France, des plages du Cotentin à Cherbourg, de Cherbourg à Avranches, d'Avranches à Metz, de Metz à Bastogne, sur tous ces chemins que les héros que nous célébrons aujourd'hui ont empruntés à partir de l'été 1944, on trouve des centaines de bornes ornées des étoiles du drapeau américain et de la flamme de cette statue de la liberté qu'un jour, un de nos plus grands sculpteurs offrit à la ville de New York. Ces monuments de pierre sont des jalons de mémoire, comme le souvenir indélébile, inscrit dans les terres de France, de ce que notre pays doit à l'Amérique. Leur présence résonne aussi comme une invitation à renouveler sans cesse ce pacte séculaire unissant la France, l'Amérique et la liberté. J'y suis prêt, Monsieur le Président des États-Unis, cher Donald Trump. Le peuple de France y est prêt. Prêt à faire vivre cette amitié entre nos nations qui a tant apporté à l'histoire des hommes et dont le monde d'aujourd'hui attend encore tant. Nous sommes prêts et nous le ferons. Alors merci. Vive les États-Unis d'Amérique, vive la République, vive la France et vive l'amitié entre nos deux nations.
Ladies and gentlemen, President Macron will now present the Legion of Honor to 5 of our World War II veterans.
Mesdames et Messieurs, le président de la République Emmanuel Macron va maintenant présenter la Légion d'honneur à 5 vétérans de la Seconde Guerre mondiale.
Monsieur Vincent Heinz, au nom de la République française, nous vous faisons chevalier de la Légion d'honneur. Monsieur Stanley Friday, au nom de la République française, nous vous faisons chevalier de la Légion d'honneur. Monsieur Charles Joreau, au nom de la République française, nous vous faisons chevalier de la Légion d'honneur. Monsieur Harold Terrence, au nom de la République française, nous vous faisons chevalier de la Légion d'honneur. Monsieur Paul Worth, au nom de la République française, nous vous faisons chevalier de la Légion d'honneur.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, Donald...
Mesdames et messieurs, Monsieur Donald J. Trump, président des États-Unis.
President Macron, Mrs. Macron, and the people of France, to the First Lady of the United States, and members of the United States Congress, to distinguished guests, veterans, and my fellow Americans, we are gathered here on freedom's altar, on these shores, on these bluffs, on this day 75 years ago. 10,000 men shed their blood and thousands sacrificed their lives for their brothers, for their countries, and for the survival of liberty. Today we remember those who fell and we honor all who fought right here in Normandy. They won back this ground for civilization to more than 170 veterans of the Second World War who join us today. You are among the very greatest Americans who will ever live. You are the pride of our nation. You are the glory of our republic. And we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Here with you are over 60 veterans who landed on D-Day. Our debt to you is everlasting. Today we express our undying gratitude. When you were young, these men enlisted their lives in a great crusade, one of the greatest of all times. Their mission is the story of an epic battle and the ferocious eternal struggle between good and evil. On the 6th of June, 1944, they joined a liberation force of awesome power and breathtaking scale. After months of planning, the Allies had chosen this ancient coastline to mount their campaign to vanquish the wicked tyranny of the Nazi Empire from the face of the earth. The battle began in the skies above us. In those first tense midnight hours, 1,000 aircraft roared overhead with 17,000 Allied airborne troops preparing to leap into the darkness beyond these trees. Then came dawn. The enemy who had occupied these heights saw the largest naval armada in the history of the world. Just a few miles offshore were 7,000 vessels bearing 130,000 warriors. They were the citizens of free and independent nations united by their duty to their compatriots into millions yet unborn. There were the British whose nobility and fortitude saw them through the worst of Dunkirk and the London Blitz. The full violence of Nazi fury was no match for the full grandeur of British pride. Thank you. There were the Canadians whose robust sense of honor and loyalty compelled them to take up arms alongside Britain from the very, very beginning. There were the fighting Poles, the tough Norwegians, and the intrepid Aussies. There were the gallant French commandos, soon to be met by thousands of their brave countrymen ready to write a new chapter in the long history of French valor. And finally, there were the Americans. They came from the farms of a vast heartland, the streets of glowing cities, and the forges of mighty industrial towns. Before the war, many had never ventured beyond their own community. Now they had come to offer their lives half a world from home. This beach, codenamed Omaha, was defended by the Nazis with monstrous firepower, thousands and thousands of mines and spikes driven into the sand so deeply. It was here that tens of thousands of the Americans came. The GIs who boarded the landing craft that morning knew that they carried on their shoulders not just the pack of a soldier, but the fate of the world. Colonel George Taylor, whose 16th Infantry Regiment would join in the first wave, was asked what would happen if the Germans stopped. Right then and there, cold on the beach, just stopped them. What would happen? This great American replied, "Why, the 18th Infantry is coming in right behind us. The 26th Infantry will come on too. Then there is the 2nd Infantry Division, already afloat, and the 9th Division, and the 2nd Armored, and the 3rd Armored, and all the rest. Maybe the 16th won't make it, but someone will. One of those men in Taylor's 16th Regiment was Army medic Ray Lambert. Ray was only 23, but he had already earned 3 Purple Hearts and 2 Silver Stars fighting in North Africa and Sicily, where he and his brother Bill, no longer with us, served side by side. In the early morning hours, the 2 brothers stood together on the deck of the USS Enrico before boarding 2 separate Higgins landing craft. "If I don't make it," Bill said, "please, please, take care of my family." Ray asked his brother to do the same. Of the 31 men on Ray's landing craft, only Ray and 6 others made it to the beach. There were only a few of them left. They came to the sector right here below us. Easy Red, it was called. Again and again, Ray ran back into the water. He dragged out one man after another. He was shot through the arm. His leg was ripped open by shrapnel. His back was broken. He nearly drowned. He had been on the beach for hours, bleeding and saving lives, when he finally lost consciousness. He woke up the next day on a cot beside another badly wounded soldier. He looked over and saw his brother Bill. They made it, they made it, they made it. At 98 years old, Ray is here with us today with his 4th Purple Heart and his 3rd Silver Star from Omaha. Ray, the free world salutes you. Thank you, Ray. Nearly 2 hours in, unrelenting fire from these bluffs kept the Americans pinned down on the sand, now red with our heroes' blood. Then, just a few hundred yards from where I'm standing, a breakthrough came. The battle turned, and with it, history. Down on the beach, Captain Joe Dawson, the son of a Texas preacher, led Company G through a minefield to a natural fold in the hillside, still here. Just beyond this path, to my right, Captain Dawson snuck beneath an enemy machine gun perch and tossed his grenades. Soon American troops were charging up Dawson's draw. What a job he did. What bravery he showed. Lieutenant Spaulding and the men from Company E moved on to crush the enemy's strong point on the far side of this cemetery and stop the slaughter on the beach below. Countless more Americans poured out across this ground all over the countryside. They joined fellow American warriors from Utah Beach and allies from Juneau, sword and gold, along with the airborne and the French patriots. Private First Class Russell Pickett of the 29th Division's famed 116th Infantry Regiment had been wounded in the first wave that landed on Omaha Beach. At a hospital in England, Private Pickett vowed to return to battle. "I'm going to return," he said. "I'm going to return." 6 days after D-Day, he rejoined his company. 2/3 had been killed already. Many had been wounded within 15 minutes of the invasion. They lost 19 just from the small town of Bedford, Virginia alone. Before long, a grenade left Private Pickett, and he was gravely wounded, so badly wounded. Again, he chose to return. He didn't care. He had to be here. He was then wounded a third time and laid unconscious for 12 days. They thought he was gone. They thought he had no chance. Russell Pickett is the last known survivor of the legendary Company A. And today, believe it or not, he has returned once more to these shores to be with his comrades. Private Pickett, you honor us all with your presence. Tough guy. By the fourth week of August, Paris was liberated. Some who landed here pushed all the way to the center of Germany. Some threw open the gates of Nazi concentration camps to liberate Jews who had suffered the bottomless horrors of the Holocaust. And some warriors fell on other fields of battle, returning to rest on this soil for eternity. Before this place was consecrated to history, the land was owned by a French farmer, a member of the French resistance. These were great people. These were strong and tough people. His terrified wife waited out D-Day in a nearby house, holding tight to their little baby girl. The next day, a soldier appeared. "I'm an American," he said. "I'm here to help." The French woman was overcome with emotion and cried. Days later, she laid flowers on fresh American graves. Today, her granddaughter, Stephanie, serves as a guide at this cemetery. This week, Stephanie led 92-year-old Marion Wynn of California to see the grave of her brother Don for the very first time. Marion and Stephanie are both with us today, and we thank you for keeping alive the memories of our precious heroes. Thank you. $9,388 young Americans rest beneath the white crosses and stars of David, arrayed on these beautiful grounds. Each one has been adopted by a French family that thinks of him as their own. They come from all over France to look after our boys. They kneel, they cry, they pray, they place flowers, and they never forget. Today, America embraces the French people and thanks you for honoring our beloved dead. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. To all of our friends and partners, our cherished alliance was forged in the heat of battle, tested in the trials of war, and proven in the blessings of peace. Our bond is unbreakable. From across the earth, Americans are drawn to this place as though it were a part of our very soul. We come not only because of what they did here, we come because of who they were. They were young men with their entire lives before them. They were husbands who said goodbye to their young brides and took their duty as their fate. They were fathers who would never meet their infant sons and daughters because they had a job to do. And with God as their witness, they were going to get it done. They came wave after wave, without question, without hesitation, and without complaint. More powerful than the strength of American arms was the strength of American hearts. These men ran through the fires of hell, moved by a force no weapon could destroy. The fierce patriotism of a free, proud, and sovereign people. They battled not for control and domination, but for liberty, democracy, and self-rule. They pressed on for love and home and country, the main streets, the schoolyards, the churches, and neighbors, the families and communities that gave us men such as these. They were sustained by the confidence that America can do anything, because we are a noble nation with a virtuous people praying to a righteous God. The exceptional might came from a truly exceptional spirit. The abundance of courage came from an abundance of faith. The great deeds of an army came from the great depths of their love. As they confronted their fate, the Americans and the Allies placed themselves into the palm of God's hand. The men behind me will tell you that they are just the lucky ones. As one of them recently put it, all the heroes are buried here. But we know what these men did. We knew how brave they were. They came here and saved freedom. And then they went home and showed us all what freedom is all about. The American sons and daughters who saw us to victory were no less extraordinary in peace. They built families. They built industries. They built a national culture that inspired the entire world. In the decades that followed, America defeated communism, secured civil rights, revolutionized science, launched a man to the moon, and then kept on pushing to new frontiers. And today, America is stronger than ever before. Seven decades ago, the warriors of D-Day fought a sinister enemy who spoke of a 1,000-year empire. In defeating that evil, they left a legacy that will last not only for 1,000 years, but for all time. For as long as the soul knows of duty and honor, for as long as freedom keeps its hold on the human heart. To the men who sit behind me and to the boys who rest in the field before me, your example will never, ever grow old. Your legend will never die. Your spirit, brave, unyielding, and true, will never die. The blood that they spilled, the tears that they shed, the lives that they gave, the sacrifice that they made, did not just win a battle. It did not just win a war. Those who fought here won a future for our nation. They won the survival of our civilization. And they showed us the way to love, cherish, and defend our way of life for many centuries to come. Today, as we stand together upon this sacred earth, we pledge that our nation will forever be strong and united. We will forever be together. Our people will forever be bold. Our hearts will forever be loyal. And our children and their children will forever and always be free. May God bless our great veterans. May God bless our allies. May God bless the heroes of D-Day. And may God bless America. Thank you. Thank you very much.
in honor and remembrance of the fallen who gave their lives in the service of France and the United States, the President of France and the President of the United States will lay a wreath in their memories, followed by a moment of silence.
En l'honneur et en la mémoire de ceux qui ont consenti l'ultime sacrifice au service de la France et des États-Unis, le président de la République française et le président des États-Unis vont maintenant déposer une gerbe, puis observer un moment de silence.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated as Presidents Macron and President Trump greet the World War II veterans. Please rise and remain standing as we salute those whose final resting place is this hallowed ground.
Veuillez vous lever et rester debout alors que l'on salue ceux dont la dernière demeure est cette terre sacrée.
Le canon.
Please be seated while the official party moves to the orientation map at the overlook.
Veuillez vous asseoir pendant que les revenants se dirigent vers la table d'orientation.
Ils ont avancé là, ils descendent. Nous, Jérôme, on aura une perche avec la 5. On aura une perche avec la 5. D'accord, ça marche.
Just this? Third
Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez rester à vos places pour le départ du cortège officiel.
Désolé.
Yann, peut-être que la une peut essayer de les attraper aussi.
No, I don't know the train. No,
Yeah, well, they said that the car was going to blow up here.
Good.
This concludes the French-U.S. binational ceremony to commemorate the 75th anniversary of the 6th June 1944 D-Day landings. We welcome all visitors to remain in the cemetery for as long as you wish to pay your respects to our fallen. Please note that there will be further announcements about shuttle and group departures.
La cérémonie franco-américaine commémorant le 75e anniversaire du débarquement du 6 juin 1944 se termine. Nous invitons tous les visiteurs à découvrir le cimetière et à rendre hommage aux morts. Des annonces vous informant des conditions de départ des navettes et des groupes de flux. Nous vous remercions de nous avoir rejoints aujourd'hui.